Shalom, 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 shalom. First off, I'm going to start off and give all honors and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halayim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Alright, I want to start off and give another double honors to my apostles and elders and great millstone who teach this truth and who rule well. Enough respect and salutations, peace and blessings out there to you sincere Akim, alright? The sincere and hopeful elect that's listening to this word in sincerity and in truth. This is your fellow servant Malachi, coming from the GMS Tampa Bay camp. I'm going to get into a short lesson going into the times that we're in. Getting ready, we're approaching, we are in Jacob's trouble, approaching Jacob's trouble, alright? And I got a couple, precepts, going into basically the times that we're in, the times that's getting ready to come up against Israel, all right, all of Israel, all right, to try them, all right, and we're gonna see that the ones of the 2/3 they're gonna get tried, but they're gonna get burnt up, all right. Whereas you have the elect, they're gonna have to go through that fire, that same adversity and fire as well, but the Lord's going to keep them and they're going to be preserved during those times. All right. So it's going to be a whole lot of calamity, a whole lot of commotions, a whole lot of confusion, a whole lot of destruction and crying and wailing. All right. All these things are happening and getting ready to happen. All right. I just want to play just a couple little small clips of what's really going on right now. All right. In the world. All right. Especially right here in Babylon the Great. All right, here's a video from The Hill. It was May 31st. The title says Mayhem in America. Riots and chaos engulf New York, Minneapolis, Los Angeles, Chicago, Washington, D.C. And right here is basically the four runners of really what's going on right now. All right, you got New York. They tearing down. They throwing people, you can see New York, Minneapolis, Los Angeles, Chicago, Washington, D.C. These major cities, you got, they forgot Atlanta, but when they put, these are like the major cities that you see right now that's currently on the news. All right? But Jake, he doesn't know that all this rioting, all this chaos is really to his own demise. Okay? So let's go ahead and just look at some clips. Hey, now you can see that this is that boiling pot. All right, it's seething. All right, it's getting ready to come against Israel. All right, we're gonna read that. All right, this is going into the book of. All right, before we go ahead and start into the lesson of the book of Jeremiah, okay. The reason why I brought up the book of Jeremiah is because I was making a comparison from the time that was then and to the time that is happening right now. All right, you can see that the scriptures are twofold, and I want to go ahead and clear up any confusion. Okay, so that the time of when you read right here in Jeremiah 1 in verse 11, and it says I see a rod of an almond tree. That's how quickly that the word of the Lord was getting ready to pass, that the Lord has given unto Jeremiah. All right, and how quickly he was going to perform that word. Okay, now when you get down to that seething pot, that was all the things that was getting ready to come against the kingdom of Judah at that time. And I'm just making a quick comparison from that time then all the way to the time now. All right, this was just going into a little bit of the history of what happened back into Jeremiah and how it can be applied to Jeremiah. All right, the first chapter. All right, this is going into the times of where Yahweh, all right, at that time when he was going directly talking to Jeremiah, okay, the Lord, he was giving the words to Jeremiah to go ahead and speak to the children of Israel. All right, so because at this time, you know, Israel was going off at that time. So now the Lord was sending the Babylonians, all right, the Chaldeans, getting ready to come against Israel at that time. Okay, so here's I guess a vision getting ready to come into Jeremiah. So like with the word of the Lord, it says Jeremiah chapter 1, starting at verse 11. It says, "Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Jeremiah, what seest thou? And I said, I see a rod of an almond tree." All right. So when you go ahead and you look into the almond tree, that's the first tree to be sprung up first before right after the winter time. All right. That's the almond tree, and that almond tree is representing the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right. So first you have the prophets. All right. The apostles and the elders, they've been sent out. All right. Teaching and building brothers up and putting them on another level. All right. So like you're putting them on a level. All right. The level that they were on before to a better level. Now these men, they're out on the highways and hedges that you see today. They're preaching the word. All right. So that these words can be fulfilled. The Lord he doesn't do anything until his word has been professed. All right. He gives the word unto his prophets, his servants. All right. All his secrets. And therefore, the prophets, they go into these highways and hedges, and they go out. Okay. And they send the word forth out. This is the representation of the almond tree. All right, the thing that is being sprung up first. All right, so now the prophets, they've been sprung up first. They're preaching the word now. All right, so back in Jeremiah, going to verse 12, it says, "Then said Yahweh unto me, Thou hast well seen, for I will hasten my word to perform it." So now these men, all right, that you see today in modern time, all right, the prophets, we have the word. We see it, all right? We can go through the scriptures, we can read it, we go through prophecy, and we can proclaim it, all right, prophesy it, all right, before these things come to pass, all right? So the things that the men of the Lord have been talking about from our elders, so like from our apostles and elders, all the way on down, we've been telling everyone about this time, all right? Martial laws are about to be implemented. It's about to be food shortages. It's about to be riots. It's about to be race wars. All right, uproars of the people. All right, uproars against men having sedition amongst the government. All right, the men of the Lord have been saying this before all these things have came to pass. All right, verse 12. It says, "Then said Yahweh unto me, Thou hast well seen, for I will hasten my word to perform it." So the prophets, we spoke the word. Now the Lord is doing his work now. He says, I'm going to perform my word that I told you to tell them. Verse 13, it says, "And the word of Yahweh came unto me the second time." All right. So Jeremiah is getting another another word coming from the Lord. All right. It says, saying, what seest thou? So now Jeremiah's getting like another vision. It says, and I said, I see a seething pot, and the face thereof is toward the north. All right. So that seething pot is is all these commotions, all these the adversities, this fire. All right. All these things is the things that is boiling up in this pot right now. Okay. It's adversity coming from Babylon getting ready to come on towards Israel. It says, and the face thereof is toward the north. All right. So everything that's coming is getting ready to come towards Israel. 2/3 of our people, really mainly all of Israel, but it's coming mainly to the wicked of 2/3 of our people, of the nation of Israel. Verse 14. Then Yahweh said unto me, out of the north, an evil shall break forth upon all the inhabitants of the land. That is in representation today of the Babylonians, all right, which will be today Esau, Edom, all right. That's the evil that is going to break forth upon all the inhabitants of Israel. All right. This is how we're going to get into that. Zechariah, let's get there right now. Zechariah 13. All right, because this is how 2/3 is going to get cut off. All right, and in these last days. All right, when these Salakia, when these modern day Babylonians come in. All right, they're gonna come in and get on Israel as a flood. All right, they're gonna be like madmen, sparing none. This is the times that we're in. This is the book of Zechariah 13 and 8. It says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. That third is the 1/3. All right, coming from you got the 144,000 in the rest of the remnant. All right, but the 2 parts is the 2/3. This is the people that's out here. You see them. They're rioting. All right. They're fighting with the cops. You see it. You got the cops coming in. This is a modern day Babylon getting ready to come in and siege Israel. All right. Let's go back to Zechariah. It says, this is Zechariah 13 and 9. It says, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined. All right, that third part is what? The elect. It says, and will try them as gold is tried. All right. So, hey, like I said earlier at the beginning of the video, that the that the 1/3 is gonna be tried. All right. Now you got the 2/3. They're gonna be burnt up as chaff out here. All right. Esau gonna run through them. He gonna mow them down. Hey, man, you finna see Jake. It's gonna be a lot of wailing and gnashing of teeth. All right, because they heard the words of the prophets. All right, they walked by, they laughed, they scoffed. Some brothers got spit on. They got food thrown on them. I've heard the stories, man. I never had to go through any of that experience, but I've heard the stories. All right. They got 2/3 got to pay for all the things that they've done to the prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right, it says they shall call on my name. This is the elect, because they're the ones that have this. They have the truth. They have the names. It says they shall call on my name. All right, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is my power. Okay? This is the times we getting ready to come into. Alright? Let's jump to the book of Amos 5 and 13. It says, therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time. That prudent goes to the elect. They're the ones that's going to know. They're the ones that's going to have this wisdom and knowledge All right, as you read in Isaiah 33 and 6. All right, a precept to that evil time we getting ready to come into is here. Ephesians 5 and 16. It says, redeeming the time because the days are evil. You got to redeem these times. Look at these prophecies. Look at what's really going on. Do you really think that America, Babylon the Great, is going back to how it used to be a year ago? Hell no. It says, redeeming the time because the days are evil. We are in some evil times right now. You got people rioting. Soon it's going to get so bad till you're going to see these women out here get raped. All right? You're going to see these race wars. You're going to see people getting their face stumped into the ground. All right? We've seen videos already with the people already rioting out here that you got the crowd just jump on them. That's coming towards Israel. All right? Verse 17. It says, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. You got to understand what the will of the Lord is. All right? That's going back to Isaiah 33 and 6. That's wisdom and knowledge. That's going to be your stability. You understanding what the will of the Lord is. All right? Verse 18. It says, and be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. In these last days, you're going to have to walk in the Spirit. All right? If you're not walking in the Spirit in these last days, you're going to get caught up out here in these riots. You see them. You see the riots right here. You see it. They look. Esau coming into, Esau's getting ready to implement martial law. These people don't know what the hell's getting ready to go on. They still driving in that car. This is the Babylon the Great. All right, you got Jake right here, looking like vocab right here. But man, look, this is what's going on. All right, let's go ahead and jump to back to Amos. Verse 14. It says, seek good and not evil, that ye may live. And so the Lord, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, the power of hosts, shall be with you, as ye have spoken. Hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate. It may be that Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, the power of hosts, will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph. All right? And that's what the elect is hoping and striving for. All right? Making it, their calling and election sure. Hoping that they have the faith. Hoping that they have the faith to endure unto the end. All right? Having the Lord to have mercy upon them and their house. This is hoping that the Lord be gracious unto us. All right? For that reason, because the Lord is about to bring Esau to come in on Israel in these last days. All right? This is the book of Amos 5 and 16. Therefore, the Lord, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, the power of hosts, the Lord saith thus, wailing shall be in all streets, and they shall say in all the highways, alas, alas, and they shall call the husbandman to mourning, and such as are skillful of lamentation to wailing. It's going to be a lot of wailing and gnashing of teeth, a lot of crying, lamentations. He said you're going to be skillful from lamentation to wailing. That's imperfection. Torment, groanings. That's getting ready to come upon in all the streets of Babylon, across this whole world. But it's going to be worse in Babylon the Great. All right? Verse 17. And in all vineyards shall be wailing, for I will pass through thee, saith Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai. All right? The Lord said he's going ready to pass through thee. All the vineyards, all the streets, all the highways. Verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. It's going to be nothing but darkness out here. Nothing but gross darkness. All right? A man's going to be like, it's going to be like a man that's out here that's blind. He's not going to know where to go because he doesn't have the knowledge of the scriptures. All right, like I said, Isaiah 33:6. That's what's going to keep you stable. This is what's going to be the men of the Lord. We're going to see the elect. They're going to be as a beacon, all right, of a beacon of light before everyone, all right. Everybody going to be wondering, how come they not getting beat up? How come they not getting ran through? Esau not touching them? How come they're eating? Hey, it's going to be so many things going on. All right, verse 19. It says, as if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into a house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? It ain't gonna be no brightness, only except for the men of the Lord. All you're gonna see is this: the clouds it's gonna be dark, it's gonna be gloomy. You're gonna see people it's gonna be so much smoke. All this smoke, it's gonna cover the clouds. It's gonna be in every city, every lamps, martial law troops, people fighting, people getting ran through, women getting raped. Ain't gonna be no more recording. It's going to be every man for himself. It ain't going to be no Edomites and Jake all together. It's going to be separate. The Lord said, I have set variance. Let's go back to Amos. We just got done with Amos. We're going to close out here in 2nd Ezra. All right? Because this is the end times. It says, let me see if I can pull it up. This is the end times. All right, this is some exciting times. All right, the people didn't believe us, but now guess what? Here it is right now. The Lord, the Lord's words are being performed right now, right before your very eyes, and you still got some people that still don't believe. All right, we're gonna read it. Let this play, and I'm gonna pull up on my phone. Okay, this is 2nd Ezra 16. It says, behold, the plagues draw nigh, and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb. Right now, this is getting ready to come. The great pains is starting, is growing. You see the people breaking into these different shops. All right, you got the homeless out here. They go, hey man, it's getting ready to get to the point where it's gonna get so bad. All the looting and all the you're gonna see people being taken, women be taken, children be taken. It's gonna get so bad out here that if you remember the movie The Book of Eli, it's gonna get to that point. But worse, cannibalism. This is just the beginning of the sorrows. It says, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not for a moment. So when a woman is in childbirth, the contractions, they're far apart, but the closer that the woman, that the child is being born, the contractions getting closer and more painful. All right, that's what's going to be happening in these last days. Right now, the contractions, they were apart for a long time. That was why, because the prophets, the men of the Lord, were out preaching, giving this word out. But now, this is the times that we're in. The contractions are getting closer and closer. You got the people rioting. They're breaking in windows. They get into shops. Soon it's going to be race wars. It's going to be fighting. It's going to be famine of the word as well, and famine of food. It's not going to slack for not a moment. Verse 39. It says, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. On every side, all these plagues, all these calamities, all this stuff is getting ready to come towards Jake. Because all you see on the news, right? Look at it. It's all Jake. It's all Jake. You have some Edomites out there, but you got mostly Jake. Jake is at the forefront on the news. And this is what Esau plays on his witchcraft when he needs for it to be done. He needs all this to be done out here so that he can be justified when he brings in this martial law. All right? Not Zechariah, but Jeremiah, he gave the word out so the Lord can perform his work. So now in today's time, the prophets, we gave the word out, still giving the word out day in and day out. Now it is time for the Lord to work his perfect work. All right? So in these last days, all right, continue in this faith. Stay prayed up. Pray diligently. Fast. Get closer to the Most High. Ask for mercy. Pray for your household. Pray for the brethren. Pray for the elect. Because these times we're getting ready to come into is some serious times. All right? It ain't no bullshitting. All right? If you ain't got this word, you about to get this word right now. All right? So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to you, Akim and Akwathium. All right? The hopeful elect, the sincere hopeful elect that's across the four winds of this earth. Going out to you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians. If you haven't repented yet, this is the time for you to repent. All right? This is the Brother Malachi. Shalom.